Imagine walking home alone in uniform. It's 1943. You served your country. You survived basic training. You survived deployment prep. But you didn't survive the walk home in Rapid City, South Dakota. A soldier beats you unconscious under a bridge. The Army finds out who did it, and they let him walk free, straight back to the front lines. Her name was Naomi Cheney. She was 21 years old, and almost nobody knows her name. This is case number 1 of 20 South Dakota mysteries they buried so deep, they hoped you'd never ask questions. Some of these cases are decades old. Some happened last year. And one of them, case 13, is still happening right now in a town you've probably never heard of. Which one is the worst? Stay until the very end, because number 20 will change how you see this state forever.
Case number 1, Naomi Cheney, 1943. Naomi Cheney was a WWII, a Women's Army Corps soldier stationed near Rapid City during World War II. On the night of her death, she was found beneath a bridge, beaten beyond recognition. Witnesses pointed investigators toward a fellow soldier. The Army investigated. They confirmed the suspect. Then they shipped him overseas and closed the case. No trial, no charges, no justice for Naomi. Her family was told almost nothing. The military files were sealed. And for decades, her name didn't appear in a single local history book. She served her country. Her country buried her story. What would you do if the Army told you to forget your daughter ever existed? The cover-up here wasn't a conspiracy. It was paperwork, the most dangerous kind. But wait until you hear case 2, because the Army wasn't the only institution protecting its own.
Case number 2, the Vanishing Babysitter of Sioux Falls, 1971. 17-year-old Linda Marceau was babysitting 2 children on a quiet Sioux Falls street when she called her mother at 9 p.m. She sounded nervous. She said someone had been watching the house. Her mother told her to lock the doors. She said she would. Linda was never seen again. The children were found unharmed the next morning, sitting in front of the television. Breakfast had been made. The door was locked from the inside. To this day, investigators have no confirmed theory on how she left or whether she left at all. A locked door, 2 sleeping children, and a girl who vanished from the inside. Case 3 happened in broad daylight, and somehow nobody saw a thing.
Case number 3, the Highway 83 Hitchhiker, 1984. A truck driver reported picking up a young woman on Highway 83, somewhere between Pierre and Mobridge. She told him her name was Rachel. She was heading home for her mother's funeral. He dropped her at a gas station. He watched her walk inside. When investigators later tracked down that gas station, nobody remembered her. No security footage, no receipt, no Rachel in any missing persons database matching her description. Who was she? Where was she going? And why did she disappear from a room full of people? Some cold case researchers believe Rachel wasn't missing at all. She was running. From what? That's the part nobody will say on record. Stay with me. Case 4 is the one locals still refuse to talk about.
Case number 4, the farm on Route 34, 1989. A rural family in Hand County reported their neighbor missing in February 1989. The man, 58-year-old Gerald Haas, had been seen driving his tractor 2 days before. Normal, routine. When deputies arrived at the farm, the tractor was still running. The farmhouse door was open. His dog was gone. His truck was in the driveway. His boots were by the door. His coat was on the hook. Gerald Haas walked out of his own life in the middle of a South Dakota winter, without shoes, without a coat, without his truck, and was never found. What walks away from everything in 20 below weather? Case 5 takes us somewhere even colder,
and it involves a name you might recognize.
Case 5, the Deadwood John Doe, 1997. A man's body was found in a Deadwood alley on a Tuesday morning. No wallet, no ID, no phone. His clothes were from out of state, his shoes were expensive, and his hands showed no signs of labor. He wasn't homeless, he wasn't a tourist, at least nobody reported him missing. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death inconclusive. The body was buried in an unmarked county grave after 60 days with no claimant. In 2003, a woman from Minneapolis contacted Deadwood authorities saying she believed the description matched her missing brother, a white-collar accountant who disappeared after allegedly uncovering financial fraud at his firm. The county told her the records had been lost in a flood. Some files don't burn, they flood. Case 6 is the one South Dakota true crime researchers call the one that got sealed.
Case 6, the Sealed Pine Ridge Report, 2001. In 2001, a formal complaint was filed with the FBI regarding the disappearance of 3 women from the Pine Ridge Reservation within 18 months. All 3 were last seen near the same stretch of highway. All 3 cases were opened. All 3 were quietly closed. A tribal advocate who pushed for federal review was told the cases lacked sufficient evidence to proceed. In 2019, a journalist filed a FOIA request for the original investigation reports. They came back, every page redacted except the case numbers. What do you redact from a missing persons report? Murdered and missing Indigenous women in South Dakota remain one of the most undercovered crises in American journalism. This wasn't an isolated case, it was a pattern. Case 7 is what happens when a pattern becomes a system.
Case number 7, the Brookings basement, 2005. A college student in Brookings reported hearing sounds from the basement of her rented house. Movement, scraping. Once, what sounded like a voice. Her landlord dismissed it. She called police twice. Both times, they found nothing. In 2005, she moved out. The next tenant, a graduate student, disappeared 6 weeks after moving in. His car was found at the Sioux Falls airport. He had no flight booked, no friends in that city, no reason to be there. The house has changed hands 4 times since. 2 tenants have filed police reports. All 4 of those reports reference the basement. The basement has never been forensically examined. Why not?
Case number 8, the Mobridge River Body, 2008. A fisherman near Mobridge pulled something from the Missouri River that he described to the sheriff as not an accident. The body of a woman, estimated age 25 to 35, was recovered with injuries inconsistent with drowning. The medical examiner's report cited homicidal violence. No arrest was ever made. No identity confirmed. What makes this chilling isn't the death. It's what a local deputy told a podcaster in 2021 off the record. We knew who it was. We just couldn't prove who did it. Knowing and doing nothing? That's a different kind of buried. Case 9 happened to someone who was supposed to be protected.
Case number 9, the group home disappearance, 2011. A 16-year-old girl in state care disappeared from a licensed group home in Aberdeen. The facility reported her as a runaway. Standard protocol. Happens constantly. Except her caseworker didn't believe it. She filed an internal memo stating the girl had expressed fear of someone inside the facility and that she would never leave voluntarily. That caseworker was transferred to a different department within the week. The girl has never been found. The facility remained licensed and operational for 4 more years. A child in state custody disappears. The person who asks questions gets moved. What does that tell you?
Case number 10, the trail camera, 2013. A hunter in Custer County recovered footage from his trail camera, installed to track deer, that showed something he didn't expect. 2 men, middle of the night, carrying something in a tarp. He brought the footage to local authorities. He was told it was likely hunters handling a carcass,
He asked for the footage back after they copied it. He was told the copy failed. He asked for the original back. It had been misplaced. The camera saw something. The camera no longer exists. You do the math. Case 11 involves a name that was in the local paper and then wasn't. Case number 11, the redacted Obituary, 2015. A woman named Carla Forsyth died in Watertown in 2015. Her obituary ran in the local paper for 1 day before being pulled. Her family said the paper told them it was a formatting issue. The paper said the family requested removal. Carla's daughter has maintained a Facebook page for 10 years asking one question. Why did she die 2 days after filing a complaint against a city employee? No answer has ever been given publicly. The complaint itself, filed under a case number that the city says doesn't exist. Case 1-2, the Vanishing Twins, 2017. In a small town outside Mitchell, a set of twin brothers, age 7, disappeared from their own backyard on a Saturday afternoon. Their mother was inside. She heard them playing. She checked on them 30 minutes later. Gone. No footprints past the yard's edge. No witnesses. No stranger vehicle reported on the road. One twin was found 3 weeks later, 40 miles away, unharmed, with no memory of where he had been. The other twin has never been found. The one who came back won't talk about it. He's 17 now. He still won't talk about it.
Case 13. This one is still happening. Ongoing. There is a stretch of highway in western South Dakota. I won't name it specifically, but researchers know it, where women have been reported missing at a statistically impossible rate since 2009. 17 reported cases, 4 bodies recovered, 13 open. A university researcher mapped the disappearances and presented findings to the state legislature in 2022. She was thanked for her time. Nothing was allocated. No task force was formed. Her research has since been cited in 4 separate federal reports, all of which recommended action. None of those recommendations have been implemented. This isn't history. This is Thursday.
Cases 14-19, rapid fire. 14. The Spearfish Canyon Hiker, 2018. Vanished on a clear day on a marked trail. Last GPS ping placed her half a mile from the trailhead. No remains, no trace. 15. The Vermilion Professor, 2016. A tenured academic disappeared 2 days before publishing a paper on water rights violations. His car was found running outside his office. The paper was never published. 16. The Leadtown Nurse, 2009. Reported a patient being restrained against their will, filed a formal complaint, disappeared from a locked apartment 11 days later. 17. The Reservation School Fire, 2003. 3 students died. The fire marshal's report cited electrical failure. A survivor has spent 20 years saying it wasn't electrical. Nobody has reopened the case. 18. The Unnamed Infant, 1998. A newborn found near Winter, South Dakota. No identity ever established, no mother ever identified. No investigation ever publicly resolved. 19. The Testimony That Disappeared, 2020. A witness in a federal land dispute case submitted written testimony. It was confirmed received. When the hearing occurred, the testimony was not in the record. The witness has since moved out of state and declined all contact. 19 cases, 19 buried truths. And then there's number 20. Case number 20, the 2026 case they haven't named yet. As of this year, right now, there is an open investigation in South Dakota involving a woman last seen in February 2026. Her family has been told to wait. Her friends have been told not to post about it publicly. 2 journalists who attempted to file information requests were told the case falls under an exemption they had never encountered before. Her name hasn't been released. Her face hasn't been shown. She exists. She's missing. And apparently, someone very much wants her story to stay quiet. We will be following this case. If you know anything. Anything at all. The links to report tips are in the description.
20 cases, 20 buried stories, 20 reasons to stay angry. Naomi Cheney deserved justice in 1943. That child from the group home deserved protection in 2011. The women on that Western highway deserve a task force today. Which one shook you the most? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. If this video made you feel something, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Every Thursday, a new cold case drops on this channel. Next week, 20 Texas mysteries they buried, and the one case the Texas Rangers won't discuss on record. Be safe, stay curious, and never let them bury the story.